So the song sheets are for the two songs that we're doing later, and it's double-sided, but right now you can just listen and respond. Okay, here we go. Holy, holy way, stand as you can. 3, 4. Let's get energized.
Saturday, next week. Anyway, we've got a wonderful program for you today. We've got Barry Cahill and Deline, and we've got Dave back there on the soundboard, and he's searching desperately for his notes right now because I'm going to invite him up here to give us the announcements. However, before we do that, I would like you to turn to your neighbor and just say, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here.
All right, that's enough. Well, we've got Cahill and Deline this morning, and we've got some readings that are going to be a lot of fun. And we've got a lot of activities planned for this next week, and here to tell you all about them is our core president and spokesman and child of the vintage years, Dave. Tell him I was stalling.
He was stalling. Is that problems finding some things. Child of the vintage years?
Meaning the 70s?
I will, yeah. Child of the 70s. I'll fall into that. I'll be okay with that. Oh, okay. I found everything I needed. Welcome, everybody, to the Center for Spiritual Living, Minute Valley. Thank you. We are a new thought community based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes and the basic principles of the law of attraction and the power of positive thinking. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here, and we are happy you're choosing to be here this morning. Okay, so December has started. So that means a whole lot of things. We'll get to them one by one. The first one is, do we have any December birthdays in the house? Oh, if I was going to ask you to play Happy Birthday, you can't play Happy Birthday for yourself. So now we just got to sing it to you. All right, so we got Barry. Anybody else? Any other December birthdays? No? All right, so let's all get together, focus all of our happy birthday energy towards Barry, and let's sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you and many more.
All right. Now, settling in. We have a new theme for the month of December. This December, the theme is shedding our skin and revealing our light within. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. All right, so I'll read you the theme, and then I have a special thing for you all. All right, so December invites us into both stillness and illumination. As the day grows darker and we move towards the winter solstice, which is the return of the light, we are reminded that transformation often happens in quiet, unseen ways. Just as the snake sheds its skin to allow for new growth, we too are called to release layers that no longer fit and turn us into who we're becoming. These layers may be old beliefs, habits, patterns, or stories that have dimmed our inner radiance. But unlike the snake that sheds all at once, our shedding is gradual, coming off in pieces throughout the seasons of our lives. Yet each fragment released reveals more of the light that has always been within us. So this month, we honor the sacred process of release, rest, and renewal. We welcome the slow return of the sun, and we celebrate the growing awareness of our own inner brilliance. As we consciously shed what no longer serves us, we step into clarity, warmth, and the divine illumination that guides our path forward. That was a lot. Yeah. So, okay. We know what time it is now. We have a thing that we say around here. If this is your first time here, you're not familiar yet with what's going on. We have a call and response. Absolutely is the most affirmative word you could say. It is more powerful than any affirmation you could possibly come up with, except for absolutely yes. But I like absolutely. So I'm going to read a statement. I want you all to think about it as I'm saying it, and then respond to me with that one powerful word that we see behind me. Are we ready?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Are we ready to release the layers that no longer serve us?
Absolutely.
Do we trust the quiet, sacred work of transformation happening within us?
Absolutely.
Is our inner light growing brighter as we shed old stories and step into truth?
Absolutely.
Do we welcome this season of release, rest, and renewal with open minds, open hearts, and open arms?
Absolutely.
Then December is our season of release and revelation, piece by piece, breath by breath, shedding what was, embracing what is, and shining the light that has always lived within us. And when we are ready together, we say so loudly, absolutely! Thank you. And so it is. Oh, that's a good one. I'm telling you, I don't know how I top these every month, but they get better and better. All right. On to the announcements. Please silence your cell phones, as we know cell phones are contagious, and they will travel all over the room here. Calendars are available at the back, or at the front table over there for December. Next week, our speaker is going to be Reverend Linda Overton, and she's going to be speaking on From Crackly to Supple. Some of these titles, I don't know, but it all makes sense. You know, last week's, as everybody remembers, was like the soul of an octopus, I believe. And nobody knew how that was going to unfold, and it was miraculous. So That was so good. All right, inside your bulletin, you're going to find a list of community events happening here at the center. Feel free to take the insert with you, but please, 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 please leave the outer bulletin in the basket over there. So our upcoming events this week, on Wednesday, we have a women's group called Sisters Healing Sisters, and we have the facilitator here, and she's going to tell you a little bit about it. Priscilla.
Hi, good morning, relatives. My name is Criselda Varela. I'm a local wellness practitioner and super honored to be able to hold a safe space for women the second Wednesday of the month at 6 o'clock. Please come join us. It is free. It is a beautiful space to come into connection, to heal, to celebrate, and really to just connect with yourself and love with each other. So come on in.
All right.
And it's this Wednesday, right?
This coming Monday, yes.
Yes, all right.
Exactly.
At
Second
6
Wednesday every month.
6:30 or 6?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock here in the sanctuary. So don't miss it. I've heard really good things about it. Being a male, I will not attend. I go to the men's ones the next Wednesday, but the women's one I've been hearing really good things about. All right, so last month we launched our inaugural Community Kindness Project, and we supported Mrs. B's Table, an organization that was providing hot meals and essential care items to unhoused individuals and their pets, and we were grateful to offer our first $40 donation in recognition of their beautiful work. So for December, we chose the Menifee Valley Community Cupboard, which is a nonprofit dedicated to alleviating hunger right here in our local community. Serving more than 900 families, the cupboard provides food, nutritional support, and weekend backpack meals for students in need. So this month, as every month moving forward, CSLMV will donate $40 to support their mission and of compassion and nourishment. So give everybody a hand, because that money does come from you guys and goes to the community. Also, so many things to talk about. December, it is the first Sunday of December. So we dealt with birthdays, we dealt with all the other stuff, and now we're moving on to the potluck. There's going to be a potluck today. It is the culmination of Thanksgiving, Christmas, feel-goods, the season, holidays, and I have been told that there's something smoking in the back. Why, brother, you want to tell us what that is?
Oh yeah, everybody. Well, here we are one more time. Now I've been up all night to get our turkey done out there. But we have an applewood turkey where the chips were wet. They had been wet in apple juice for the full flavor effect. Had a turkey seasoned for 3 days, and we have pure maple syrup that's been basted on it all night long. Guaranteed it'll be the best turkey you've ever tasted.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yay.
that is today. Everybody give Whitefelder a round of applause. Chef Whitefelder. Now I don't know. Last year's turkey was pretty darn good.
Don't worry.
Okay, all right. I'm holding you to that. All right. So everybody is welcome to stick around afterwards. I heard there's a lot of other stuff there. I know that there's some broccoli stuff. There's some sweets. So stick around afterwards. Everybody's welcome to stay and enjoy the spirit of the season with us. Next, coming up this Friday, Live Jam Events is celebrating the holidays with jazz music from the Jazz Knots and Friends. As everybody knows, usually it's twice a month, but for the holiday season, they're only doing once a month. They have the live concert events here. This one is no different. There will be Gracie's Lunchbox is going to be serving lasagna, Caesar salad, and garlic bread. If you did not attend the last time Gracie's Lunchbox was here, then you missed out. I'm not going to tell you again. This is the time. This is the last warning you're going to get. Don't miss out on it. It's this Friday on December 12th at 6 p.m. There's live music. If you want food, it's $10, but there's no admission charge. And they also have all sorts of artisans and artists that are here that sell their stuff. There's also going to be a contest, an ugly sweater contest. And you laugh because you all know. I've been talking about it. My costume has arrived. And I'm telling you, like I said, the categories are the cutest ugly sweater, the ugliest ugly sweater, and the most festive sweater. I will win at least 2 of those. And I'm telling you, I'm going to have a sign that says no photos, please. So the only way you're going to see this is if you come to this event. And if you miss it, then next Sunday everybody's going to be talking about it, going, oh my God, did you see what Dave was wearing? I'm just telling you, fair warning. So again, that's this Friday, 6 o'clock. Don't miss it. If you have a prayer request for this week, please place it in the prayer box located underneath that portrait of Ernest Holmes. Or you can see Eloise, our practitioner, Bill, our MC, Whitefeather, our sound dude. Sound dude.
Yeah, became sound.
Sound dude. I think I like that. Sound dude. All right. Any of them after service. We also have a private practitioner room, so if you need some private prayer, just let one of them know. For more information, you can visit our website at CSLMV.org. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Now, before I intro Eloise, everybody take a deep breath with me. We have our mantra, so please repeat after me. Open minds.
Open eyes.
Open hearts.
Open hearts.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Open at the top.
Open at the top.
Thank you all so much. Have a great week.
My chant this morning is O Sanctissima. And as I have told you before, my chants and mantras all are pretty much the same thing, letting you know that God is within you. O Sanctissima, O Purissima, Dulcis Virgo Maria, Mater amata, inte mirata, ora pro nobis. And on this very sacred Sunday, in this beautiful sanctuary, where we all come to see, to find, and to know that God is always there. God is always within. God is all of our answers. We are constantly assisted by the sacred divine spirit that we have within. No matter what our situation, our problem, our catastrophe, God has the answers. We need only to look within. We are blessed. We are sacred. And in my gratitude for this awareness, I release my word into the law of mind, knowing this is the truth. We are the truth. God is the truth. And together we say,
And so it is.
of mind. And this morning, I'm reading from the Living from the Science of Mind. And it's a very appropriate message this morning. It's about divine givingness and the law of belief. It is the nature of God to give. Spirit is the essence of life as well as the intelligent back of everything. It is complete and perfect within itself. It is all power, all presence. We have nothing to offer other than a willingness to cooperate with the laws. If we are to demonstrate that the divine givingness is a principle in the universe, then we must set up a receiving center. For no matter how abundantly the horn of plenty may pour out the universal gifts, there must be a bowl, there must be a chalice to experience and accept the gifts, or the gifts cannot be completed. Believe in divine givingness. Believe that it is the divine will that you should receive this divine givingness, and then consciously accept it. It sounds so simple, but the meaning is profound. The wisest man who ever lived, Jesus, said, "As thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee." Our mental attitude toward the divine givingness should be simple and direct. We are to accept the gift. We are to look forward to it with anticipation, with enthusiasm, attention, and we are to maintain an inner joy. And why not? If we are to realize that the divine givingness is the gift of a perfect law, it is the gift of a perfect law of life, liberty, and happiness. And if divine will is the outpouring of the Spirit into the self-expression through us, let us then receive the gift. As thou believest, so be it done unto you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Bill. And White Feather, we want to acknowledge your beautiful music. And also always and the beautiful chanting. Thank you. Well, you have some song sheets. And if you're lucky, you got both sides. The first song, which is 12 Days of Christmas, and the second song. So, 12 Days of Christmas, the old version, the original version, that's all well and good, but what are we going to do with 12 maids of milking, or 10 maids of milking, or what? I don't know, maybe the Lord's a leaping they'll all keep. But this is a beautiful version that our friend Joan Kurland wrote. So this is a lot of fun, and you're welcome to take those song sheets home because these really are good lyrics. So sing along. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
On the first day of Christmas, my spirit said to me, you need to forgive and release. On the second day of Christmas, my spirit said to me, love everyone, and you need to forgive and release. On the third day of Christmas, my spirit said to me, cast out fear, love everyone, and you need to forgive and release. On the fourth day of Christmas, my spirit said to me, pray every day, cast out fear, love everyone, and you need to forgive And now I'm going to introduce our wonderful speaker. Of course, I'm a little bit biased. I've been married to him for 37 years. Mr. Barry Cahill. And one of the books that he's quoting from, he reads every Christmas, The Mystical Christ. And that's what he's going to be talking about. All right.
So let us begin. Okay, we're mic's up now. So let us begin. Here we are, December. I was watching TV the other night, and they did this montage of every local newscaster around the country going, I can't believe it's December. I can't believe it's December. Can you believe December's already? I can't believe it's December. It was like, yeah, we all feel that way. Here we are, another year come and gone, 2025. As we approach the Christmas season, I'm always kind of struck by the words of Apostle Paul, the Christ in you, the hope of glory, which is a very new thought when you think about it. Years ago, Dolina and I were very involved with an Indian sadhu, a Swami named Swami Divyananda Saraswati Maharaj, or as we called him, Guruji. And he used to tell this story at all of his lectures about one time he was giving a talk, and this fundamentalist minister came up to him at the end of the talk and said, well, that was a very nice talk. Now, let me ask you something here. Do you believe on Jesus Christ as your personal Savior? And Guruji, without even batting an eye, said, oh yes, very much so. I was raised in India, went to Christian school during the British occupation. I love Jesus. I believe in Jesus. I try to practice the teachings of Jesus. And the minister said, well, your salvation is assured. And then Guruji said, no, let me ask you something. Do you also believe in the veracity of the Buddha, Krishna, Rama, Moses, Muhammad? And I goes, oh no, that's all the work of the devil. And Guruji said, well then, let me tell you, your salvation is impossible. The Christ in you, the hope of glory. This is often taken out of context, and I want to read what's around it. And my mic's kind of blocking my view here. Let me make a little adjustment. So the Apostle Paul says in his letter to the Colossians, another group of Christians that are just forming, of this church I was made a minister, according to the stewardship from God bestowed on me for your benefit, so that I might fully carry out the preaching of the Word of God. That is, the mystery which has been hidden from past ages and generations, but has now been manifest in his saints, to whom God willed to make it known what is the riches, the glory of his ministry. And he says, among the Gentiles. That was a big controversy then. Should we bring this teaching to people who are not Jewish? Interesting. So he mentions that. And that mystery is the Christ in you, the hope of glory. We proclaim him, capital H, admonishing every man, teaching every man with all wisdom, so that we may present every man complete in Christ. For this purpose also I labor, striving according to his power, which mightily works within me. And again, this is from the letter to the Colossians. What Paul is essentially saying here is, in essence, that while Christians worship Jesus, we also have the potential to become Christ-like. It reminds me of something Tertullian said. He said, most Buddhists believe that enlightenment is for the Buddha. Kind of missing the point. But let's make a semantic distinction between the words Jesus and the word Christ. Many people think that Christ is Jesus' last name. He's Jesus Christ. But the word actually derives its meaning from the Latin word Christus, the Greek word Christos, which means anointed. This is also the translation of the Hebrew Mashiach, or as we often say, Messiah. It means anointed. Anointed with what? Well, in many ancient traditions, when one enters the priesthood or a spiritual order, the forehead is anointed with holy oil. And the meaning here is rich in symbolism, because oil is usually applied to the area known as the third eye, or the eye of wisdom. In certain yogic practices, the intention is to open this area so that one can develop higher vision, what we might call psychic or clairvoyant abilities, and to eventually even go beyond that to the all-seeing eye of infinite wisdom. Eventually, it's a process, not an event. Also, oil is used as opposed to, say, holy water or something else, because there is actually a substance secreted in the brain by the pituitary and pineal glands that enable one to open that center of the brain, which usually lies dormant. Interesting. So that's what the anointed one means. They have brought up their own energies and secreted that oil within their own brains, and they have thus become enlightened. Jesus is, in fact, the archetype of the enlightened master, or Son of God. And he demonstrated on many occasions extraordinary abilities, the ability to predict the future, heal the sick, and even supposedly raise the dead. Now, we can argue whether or not these are actual historical events, or if they were presented as metaphors, instructive myths, you might say, about our human potential. Jesus being the archetype for that potential. But you see, that argument really solves nothing. And in fact, we'll never know. You know, if a scientist were to approach this, he would say you can't prove it. But then again, you can't disprove it. So let's suspend our belief and disbelief for just a second and kind of take on, well, perhaps it's a bit of both as our approach to this. Many, including our founder Ernest Holmes, have said that we have within us the potential, those abilities that Jesus demonstrated in the gospel narratives. And I want to read from Science of Mind here. I know we've already had our Science of Mind quote, but this is really pertinent to what we're talking about here. He says on page 484, "The Spirit that raised Jesus dwells in all. The Spirit quickens our mortal bodies when we let it. Here is a lesson in mental and spiritual healing. As the truth dawns upon the subjective state of our thought, it stimulates into newness of action. Everything works from within out." So he's saying that not only does it awaken you, but it also impels or compels you to take certain actions. You're internally guided. The inner spirit, which is God, bears witness to the divine fact that we are children of God, the children of the Most High. As sons of God, we are heirs to the heaven of reality, with a capital R. Joint heirs with Christ. This means we are all one in Christ as we are one in God. Christ typifies the universal Son, S-O-N, of which each of us is an individual member. We're all one part of this great infinite thing we call God or Christ. From John chapter 14, verse 12, Jesus said, "Truly I say to you that he who believes in me, the works that I do, he will do also. And greater works than these he will do, because I go to the Father." More on that later. "Whatever you ask in my name, that I will do, so the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you ask me anything in my name, I will do it." Now, it's easy to get kind of hung up on that "in my name" part. First, Jesus was not his actual name. It is, rather, in case you didn't know this, a Latinized version of Yeshua, and that's as close as we can come to his original Aramaic name. This is probably what people in his neighborhood would call him. "Hey, Yeshua," not "Hey, Jesus," when he was a carpenter. But beyond this, what's in a name? Would an enlightened master even care about what name you used? In his name is simply another way of connecting to that Christ, the anointed one in you. If calling out to Jesus helps you to get into that frame of spiritual life, well then great. But keep in mind, his sense of self-identity as a human being when he was here on earth was so far beyond his body, let alone his Latinized name, that he just didn't care. He was one with the Spirit. When he says, I go to the Father, what he's saying is that, and this is something very universal in the world, this idea of bhakti or devotion. By your devotion to a spiritual master, you are elevated. The ego is set aside and spirit begins to shine through. Now, because it's December, focusing on the birth of Jesus, the Bible tells us he was visited by shepherds and by 3 wise men, sometimes translated as 3 magi or magicians. They brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold representing, of course, worldly wealth. Frankincense representing the ascent into the heavens. If you've ever been to a Catholic church and smelled the incense, and that just really elevates the vibe of the room. And it causes one to get into a more transcendent state of mind. They've known about this for years. And then myrrh is a tree resin used in medicines. It's also, this is really ironic, it was used in the embalming and mummification of the ancient Egyptians. So it's a very precious substance, and it kind of means, or symbolizes, going beyond death. I want to read from this book here, The Mystical Christ. Anybody here familiar with Manly Palmer Hall, Manly P. Hall? Wrote this magnum opus called The Secret Teachings of All Ages, a monstrous book about like that. And he talks about all the ancient traditions of mysticism and just a phenomenal book. But this one he wrote specifically about the mystical aspect of Christ. So I'm going to go from page 62. The life of Jesus, like the mystery rituals of the ancient temples, describes the perilous journey. Jesus personifies the neophyte seeking admission at the gates of the spiritual universe. Now, this may be accepted intellectually with slight profit. It is not the acknowledgement, but the experience that works the miracle. So the Christian mystic meditates upon Jesus as a mystical personification of his own higher nature. Again, this is the bhakti path, the path of devotion. In this sense, Jesus was immaculately conceived. He was born of a virgin, the power of the individual soul. And he came as the fulfillment of divine purpose. Though destined to be the ruler over kings, his birth was humble as he lay in a manger surrounded by cattle. And he was born while Mary and Joseph were on a journey. So this is all part of that ancient mystical school teaching, and Jesus is, even if this is a historically true story, it also is a great mythological metaphor about our own personal journey. The shepherds first saw the star of Jesus, but we have failed to grasp the meaning of the symbolism. Now, in the bleak, dreary land of Jerusalem, flocks of sheep were not flocks of sheep were not grazing in the cold dead of winter. The term shepherd is used in many faiths to signify the religiously enlightened or leaders of spiritual groups. And the coursier, the shepherd's crook, is the insignia for the office. Now think about this. You have a cane coming up, it goes around like this, and it has a little point on it. You all seen that, right? In fact, the Pope still carries that. They call it the mitre. Well, that's the spine coming up over the head to the third eye. It is that exact shape. So it's very symbolic. Yeah. Where was I here? Lost my place. I took a side journey there. The beams of the star were also visible to 3 wise men of the east who came to bring their offerings of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They traveled far to visit the babe in the manger, and because of the wickedness of Herod, they returned to their homes by a different road. There's great symbolism here, too. We move toward enlightenment along one path, and then once we're there, we can no longer go back on the road we came. We choose a new path. Our lives are different from that day forward. Many interpretations of this symbolism suggest themselves to the receptive consciousness of the devout. Perhaps the most intimate and therefore the most universally applicable is to liken these Eastern sages to the enlightened mind, the illumined heart, and the dedicated hand. All three give of skill, knowledge, and understanding, and they offer themselves and their kingdoms to the service of the consecrated self. The fact is, folks, we're all on a spiritual path, whether we acknowledge it or not. Sometimes we must wander in the wilderness until such time as we are given a sign and a path to follow. It may not be a shining star in the heavens or seeing Jesus on the road to Damascus. But if you look back on your life, and by the way, we're all acknowledged on our spiritual path, otherwise we wouldn't be here this morning. If you look back on your life, there was a time or an incident when something clicked, something fell into place, and you felt compelled to ask the big three questions. Who or what am I? What is the purpose of it all? And what happens when it's all over? We've all wondered about those things. We've all pondered those mysteries. And the thing is, there actually are answers to these essential questions, but to simply answer them kind of misses the point. We are destined to discover these answers for ourselves, each one of us as an individual. Now, we do this through prayer, through meditation, and through spiritual mentorship. As Delina and I had the guru-disciple relationship. There's but one example of that. We come together in supportive community like this, learn about and discuss and ponder these mysteries of life. We read great books, and in so doing, we connect with the greatest minds on the subject. But most of all, we simply live life. We walk down the road of life, and this is the greatest teacher if we will be willing and attentive students. The lesson is there, and we will keep reviewing that lesson until we get it. Wayne Dyer used to tell the story about a woman who was walking down a road. She kept falling into this manhole. And she said, God, who put that manhole there? Why did they leave it uncovered? It's all their fault. Next day she goes down that road, and she sees the manhole, but she still falls in. She gets out, takes her a little less time, and she goes, okay, all right, I know where the manhole is now. Third day, she walks around the manhole. Fourth day, she walks on the other side of the street. As we go deeper into the month of December, let the Christ in you shine forth. Rather than give in to cynicism about the commercialization of Christmas, or, oh God, they're playing those same old tired Christmas songs on the music at the Home Depot again. Try approaching it like a little kid does. You know, seeing the wonder, the mystery, the beauty of it all. Remember how when you were little, everything was just so amazing. The Christmas lights, the stockings, the Santa Claus at the supermarket, the guy ringing the bell, even, oh, look, you look at that one. Or maybe you have grandchildren that still have that sense of wonder. Allow yourself to go there. I sometimes like to, like in the early part of December, go into a store like Home Depot or Lowe's and just marvel at all the stuff. Yeah, I know it's commercial, but you know, it's so beautiful. All the colored lights and the trees and everything. It's a celebration. Either way, allow yourself to feel the spirit of Christmas. Go out into the world with your favorite Christmas song in your mind. Watch a fun Christmas movie. I can highly recommend Elf with Will Ferrell, or A Christmas Story, which was filmed in Delene's hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. And then on Christmas Eve, meditate on the meaning of it all. What is this season destined to teach me this year? Because every year it's a little different, isn't it? I'll leave you with a quote from that poem, The Night Before Christmas. And I heard him exclaim as he rode out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all."
A good night.
You all know. Thank you all, and Merry Christmas to you. So let us integrate this in a closing prayer meditation. As you breathe, just observe where your breath goes. It goes in, it vitalizes your body, and it goes out. Takes with it things you don't need, like carbon dioxide. Every breath is a miracle of sorts. Every breath fills us with energy. Feel how that energy goes out from your lungs, through your blood, to the very tips of your fingers and toes, and up to the top of your head. And feel your body alive as one continuous spiritual energy field. And as you feel that, know that this is one step closer, one step deeper to your primordial spiritual self. And allow this to go out from the body a foot or two. Feel it expanding. You may notice a tingling in your hands or fingers or toes. This, in fact, is your life force. And allow that to expand. Say silently, I am one with the infinite Christ. The infinite Christ is who I am. This energy that fills my body and raises my consciousness is my true self. And as Ernest Holmes said, I will act from here outward, allowing my divine intuition to guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions. We do this in full faith and knowing. And we release this truth into the universe, saying together, and so it is.
Thank you, Mr. Cahill. Let's have a big hand for Barry. On the second side of your song sheet, which, like I said, you're very welcome to take home because these lyrics are so beautiful. This is an alternate version of Silent Night written by the same woman who wrote the 12 Days of Christmas, Joan Curlin. So we're going to start out with a little instrumental on a soprano recorder. Spirit, guide us to do what is right. Keep our focus on goodness and light. Help us all live in peace. Help us to all live in peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. May the dreams that we've dreamed for so long be expressed through our voices in song. Help us all live in peace. Help us to all live in peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Oh, new beginnings are now being birthed. Love and goodness are coming to earth. We can all live in peace. Yes, we can all live in Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what a wonderful day.
Yes.
We've got one more thing to do here today, right now. It's time for our offertory. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce our usher, Gail, who's going to pass among you and ask you to give with your heart. Delane and Cahill and Delane, Barry and Delane are gonna,
Whatever you want to call
we're
us.
gonna play our offertory song.
I am so blessed.
I am so
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
All right, now we're ready to wrap up. What a wonderful thing. Now, have we got any dessert or anything in the back there this morning?
We've got turkey, we've got stuffing, we've got cranberry sauce, and all kinds of pies. That's all I saw. And turkey, I haven't seen it, but I know it's there somewhere.
I understand Whitehead's been smoking that turkey again. I don't know how he keeps the people lit.
How do you smoke turkey?
All right, so now it's time to circle up if you like.
All right.
If you don't like, that's okay. You
And
don't
sing
have
the
to.
peace song.
But we ask you to join us as we sing our peace song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And we're here.
And as we're standing here with our eyes closed and our hearts open, say to yourself or say out loud, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called the Holy Christ Spirit.
It is this thing called the Holy Christ Spirit.
And it is this thing called God's love.
It is this thing called God's love.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
And I spread it around.
And I spread it around.
And we say thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and
So it is.